if you have questions, you can type them into the chat area, and she will answer them either as she sees them, as they're applicable, or at the end. And all questions will have to be typed in there. So, Kathy, I'm very happy to have you here today to talk about social media with us and marketing. So welcome to one of my favorite people, because I think that anything can be improved with glitter, and Kathy shares that with me. So, Kathy, I'm going to give it to you and take it away.
Okay, thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited that you're here for this webinar, because that means you're excited to embrace social media for your business and bring in new people to your stores. So just to give you a quick background, I've had my Crafty Chica website for about a little over 10 years. And I started working with I Love to Create on my Crafty Chica product line. And in the process, they noticed how much I love ceramics. And I'm basically like one of your customers. I just love painting things and sharing it. And here we are a few years later, and as of last week, now I'm the official social media person for Duncan Ceramics. Woo! So through all of that, I'm going to share all of the things that I have used for my business to help build a strong social media following and to keep bringing new people into my business. And so these are things that you can do for your business as well. And yes, you will have access to the slides after the presentation, and we're also recording this too. So the first thing that I just want to mention to you guys is that social media is free, and it's there for you to embrace to help your business. It's free publicity. And I guarantee you the easiest thing about social media is that if you look at your customers in your store while they're painting, I bet like 80 to 90% of them are going to have a cell phone, and they're going to a smartphone, and they're going to be taking pictures of what they're making. They're going to be tweeting, putting it on Facebook. And so what I'm encouraging you to do is to piggyback on that and make sure that they use your hashtag and that they tag you. And that's what we're going to be covering in here. So they are doing the work for you, and that is called earned marketing. And once you get the hang of that, your business will fly. That is the good thing about it. And it's easy to access. I mean, it's right there, readily available. Everyone has these apps on their smartphones. And in this generation of me right now, people are excited to share everything that they're doing. So why not guide them to use your business name and your hashtag and all of that to do that? So the thing with social media is it's definitely a two-way street. It's not just about you putting out your information and your class dates and what people made, but it's also paying attention to what people are doing on the outside and then using that to draw them in. So that way you're making friends that way, and you're building that sense of endearment. Okay, so the number one thing you can do now to get started is to create a sign in your store, actually a couple of signs that put up your hashtag, your accounts, let people know what apps that you are on. Because a lot of us as business owners, we already have these accounts, but how many of you have signs in your store that show your customers how to sign up and how to tag you? So you can go on Etsy.com. You can either make your own sign, or if you want a super cute sign, I looked on Etsy, and there's a lot of companies that will make signs for you. So that is something just to keep up in your store all year round, even in your front window, okay? Because that is the easiest way. A lot of people don't even need to be prompted to do that. They will just see the sign, and they will automatically add you. So the next thing is you want to nail down a hashtag for your business. For example, over at Duncan Ceramics, we have I Heart Duncan. And so what I do as the new social media specialist, I scour through all the different apps and look for people who are using the I Heart Duncan hashtag. And then I repost their work and give them a shout out and help promote their business. So that's just one that can be for your business. The other hashtags that you want to use, you always want to use ceramics, PYOP. If you're working on a specific topic, like yesterday I posted a really cute plate with the Cookie Monster because Cookie Monster had been in the news with Siri saying, you know, what are 0 cookies divided by 0 cookies? It makes the Cookie Monster very sad. So I hopped on that and I put up a Cookie Monster plate, hashtag Cookie Monster, and it got a lot of views and shares, and that was on Instagram. So you can use hashtags that are also not only trend-driven, but also within your city. So, for example, if you have a shop in Phoenix, you would say such and such Pottery Phoenix. That could be your hashtag. And also you always want to hashtag your city as well, because when it goes over into Twitter, there's a lot of media journalists, local reporters that are looking for activities going on in their town that they can write about or include in calendars. So what you're doing is you're just adding to a moving train that is already going. So it's a good idea to, you know, put some thought into these things. And these are things that you can do on the front end, but you'll get a lot of mileage out of them. So here we go talking about, you know, you want to have 2 to 3 hashtags, not too many, but just a few in there. If you're on Instagram, put a couple hashtags, and then in that first comment, you could add more hashtags. So you could go by the city or the color, the topic, family time, Father's Day, kids craft, things like that to keep that rolling. Okay, so a lot of people get really nervous. Can you have too many hashtags on a post? Jenny is answering. Yes, you can. If you have more than 4 or 5, and it becomes white noise. People don't even notice it. So what you can do is put the biggest hashtags in the description, maybe 3, no more than 4. I would say 3 is a good amount. And then you can put the rest of them in the first comment. Okay, so this is what I do. When I look at each of these different platforms, I look at them like a party. Each one has its own vibe and its own crowd. If you don't want to look at it as a party, look at each one as a window display. And each one has a different setting for that window display. So, for example, Instagram is all about pretty pictures. Facebook is all about communicating, sharing your classes and what's going on in your store. Vine can be technique-driven and just that wow factor that makes people go, oh, my gosh. And Twitter is where you can share what's going on in your store, classes, things like that, using the hashtag of your city. A new one that we have is Periscope. And I don't know if any of you have heard of Periscope, but it's a live streaming app from Twitter and Vine, and it is amazing because you can do a class on there. You can have a Periscope of the day and hashtag your city, and then just kind of do a behind the scenes or your favorite projects of the day that people made, and that really brings a lot of new people as well. And another good one is Pinterest. I mean, Pinterest you can use to brand what your story is about. You could have all these different boards that emulate the vibe of your store, so that people, when they see your Pinterest board, they're like, oh my gosh, they have the same taste that I do. I want to go to that store. So just look at each one of these platforms as a different party with a different scene, and you want to bring something to every party because that party is going on with or without you. And it's a chance to be seen. It's a chance to reach a different audience. Not everyone does every single platform, so you want to make sure to be on each one to serve that community. And it's okay to start with the ones that come easiest to you, but I want you guys to push yourselves and embrace a new platform. And an easy way to do this is to look at your staff. Find someone who is already into am your social media person. That way it won't be forced. If you're not getting it and they're a natural at it, you can work with them to bring that spirit to your business, because it's all about bringing new people to your business and making your business look fun and exciting, because that's what attracts. So here's an example of a vine that I did. I had the pleasure of teaching at On the Pot in Kansas, and Bree Kaufman was there, and she did this really cool technique that she taught us of how to poof a piece of clay. And so I just shot a 6-second video, and this thing has, I don't know if you can see the views on there, but it has thousands and thousands and thousands of views. And I was able to geotag On the Pot. You can see that up there. So anyone who's looking under ceramic clay DIY, I sent this out to Twitter and on Instagram too. It just put them on the map of like new people saying, hey, next time I'm in Salina, Kansas, I want to go check out On the Pot. Like, look at the cool stuff that they do there. So it just goes to show a little bit of effort can really go a long way. So here is a universal tip. You always want to share content that wows. When it comes to Instagram, choose your photos wisely. Don't just throw something up there to put it up there. Put something that tells a story. Give context. Oh, hi, Robin. And you want to talk with your readers. So this was a really popular one. I used French dimensions on a white plate. I put a quote from Frida Kahlo. Yesterday was Frida's birthday, and it has like well over 300 likes on there because it was a quote that connected with people. It was universal. It showed, what you can do with just one bottle of French dimensions. You can do all of these cool things, and some color in there, and then tying it in with the Frida's birthday. So look at different ways that you can put content that makes people stop and go, oh my gosh, that's so cool, or oh, I can relate to that. Okay, here's another one. Have a selfie wall area in your shop. So you can see that's me looking all giddy there. That was, again, at On the Pot. They have this really cool wall with all of the stamps they use for their clay. And I'm like, selfie wall. And this is, on the left is a friend of mine. She made this wall for her business just using party streamers. So it's up to you how you can do that. But if you encourage people to hold up their piece that they made, stand in front of the selfie wall, if you can put in a little bit of branding, maybe the name of your store with the hashtag, that can, if they want to use that or not. But that way people are already taking selfies in your store. I guarantee that. So why not direct them to a beautiful spot that has a lot of color? Maybe it's all of your glaze sample tiles. Maybe it's finished pieces. Pick an area and then put a little sign, say, don't leave without taking a selfie, and then let them do the hashtag. And that way people can see how fun your store looks, and they will want to come in as well. Okay, Snapchat. I'm talking about embracing young. Now, I know that paint on pottery is very popular among kids and teens, and my daughter, she turned me on to Snapchat, and it is a whole world in itself. And again, if you can direct them to say, hey, Snapchat us, and put the little ghost up there with your handles, you don't have to be on Snapchat, but you can tell them, encourage them to tag you if they're on it, because these kids, they all have friends, they have parties. You want them to tell their mom, like, hey, Mom, can we come back and have a party? And just that way they can share it with their friends. Okay, here is a great tip that you can do. You want to reward your customers who tag you right then and there in their store. If they are there in your store, they're taking pictures of what they're making, sharing how fun of a life they have because they're doing paint on pottery, offer them a discount. If they tweet your handle, or if they post a picture on Instagram or Facebook, or use the hashtag, reward them with a 5% discount, or give them a coupon, or have a winner of the day where you pick one a day for a free painting session. something that just gets people in the habit of sharing and sharing your hashtag in your business. Okay, next, this is one of my favorites, is connecting with local influencers. So these can be bloggers, these can be TV personalities, they can be people who are big in your community. You invite them, get in touch with them, invite them to come in for a paint session. You can even put a little event around them to make it like a meet and greet. And what happens is that they will share with their following to come see them, and it will bring in new customers. And at the same time, you help promote them to your clientele to bring them new followers. So it's a win-win situation. For example, here in Phoenix, we have the Arizona mom bloggers, and we have the West Valley bloggers, and different blogging groups. And we had one of our local pottery studios, they reached out to us and said, hey, we want to have a blogger night at our studio. So come on down, whoever comes will get a discount on a painting session, and we'll be glad to work with you guys. So all these bloggers went there and took all these pictures while they were at the studio, hashtagged it, shared pictures of their kids painting, and then they posted it on all of their social media networks. And it was a pretty hefty following that all of these went out to. So take some time and research your local community and see what bloggers that you have who you can invite to come down. And again, make it a win-win situation so that you can both promote each other. And this is a great way, we'll talk about this down the road, but to do a fundraiser, invite them to come in and paint a plate that you can auction off for an event later. How are we doing? Are you guys getting overwhelmed with information? Are you liking it? Okay, I'm going through these fast because we only have 30 minutes. So, great info, yay! Okay, so here's a biggie. I spent 13 years as an entertainment newspaper reporter, and let me tell you, there is gold in press releases. I want you to look at your calendar, look at your events, and see which are the big ones that you can write a press release about and send it out to your local media. All of these newspapers and online sites, they have online calendars, and why not get your event listed in their calendars? So if you have one big event a year, one big event a month, maybe you don't have any events, you should put one together that you can make a press release because, again, this is free publicity. And also talking about the morning shows. If you live in an area that has some popular local morning shows, they are always looking for segments. So if you can put a pitch together to send to the morning producer, and you simply call that station and say, hi, can I get the name of your morning show producer and their email? Do you have any guidelines for submitting a pitch? You could ask them that or email them. Sometimes you can enter it online. They have a form where you can do it online. So you say, okay, you know what, it's we're heading into back to school, and I have three things you can make in our studio to help with back to school. And I'm going to show you how to paint this, or I'm going to show how to do a tie-dye technique on a plate. I'm going to, you give them 3 ideas that you can show because that just saves them the trouble of coming up with the idea. So definitely look into that. Okay, Nancy says, I'm old and don't understand the hashtag. Where do you find? Okay, I will get to that at the end. I will readdress that. Okay, another thing that you can do for Facebook and Instagram, these are very video friendly. So if you can take your smartphone, turn it horizontally, and ask some of your repeat customers, say, hey, can you give me a testimonial why you love coming to my shop, or, this is your 10th time you've been back painting. What do you love about it? And record them saying something fabulous from the heart that they love about your business and post that on Facebook. Or, of course, get their permission. And also on Instagram, because that is what attracts. When people can say, oh, my gosh, that lady's been there 10 times, and look at the cute stuff she made, and there must be a reason why she's so happy there. I want to go check that store out. So definitely embrace video. Even if it's 5-10 seconds, you could even get a few of them and string them together into one little video, but just something that creates that excitement. Okay, this is another popular one. When you do an event, and if you're doing an event and you're like, oh gosh, please, I hope people show up, if you can offer swag bags to, say, the first 10 people that show up, that will bring a lot of attention. We just had our annual Phoenix Frida event with the Phoenix Fridas. It's a group that I have, and every year we have a birthday party to celebrate Frida's birthday, and we did swag bags for the first 20 people who came dressed up as Frida. You would not believe the line of people that we had just scrambling to get a swag bag. And I just put in little journals, little odds and ends, things in there, but it just creates that exclusivity that, wow, this is a cool event. They have swag bags for the first few people. So you can be creative and use items from your studio and staple your business card on the front and just, think Hollywood style, but do it in your own way. Okay, another great idea is doing something for social good. If you can have an annual fundraiser event that incorporates local media personalities, local bloggers, local artists, say they all decorate a tile or a plate or whatever kind of piece of bisque that is fun and universal, a mug, and then you can have an art gallery night where you invite all of the community to come and bid on these, have a silent auction, and then donate the money to a local charity. That is a great opportunity for a press release, to have people say, oh my gosh, I love this studio, look what they did for our community, and then the charity that you can partner with them so they can help promote it. So it's helping two businesses in your community, and it's taking away that look of like, oh, paint on pottery, but taking it to like, okay, this is our art gallery night, and we're going to do something big and fabulous to help the community. And we're making good time here. Okay, so my last one is about project nights inspired by creative holidays. We all know that Christmas is easy, Valentine's is easy. How do we get people on those off days? So look at the national calendars. You can find these on Google for things like National Poetry Month or National Siblings Day. You can also look into groups like Weight Watchers. Why not decorate a plate, have a night where it's a weight loss empowerment plate where you could put a quote on there and then people can come in. Or maybe it's a book group where you have an audio book playing while people paint a piece of pottery that is in the theme with the book. So you just be creative the way that you think of these nights to have people over. And so these are just in a nutshell. I know I went through these very, very fast, but you can find me at Facebook at Duncan Ceramics. We just launched a really fun Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter at Duncan Ceramics. On Instagram, it's Duncan_ceramics. And I'm excited to talk with you guys and get more ideas, answer any questions. Now, I'm going to go back to Nancy's question about the hashtag. So basically, think of a hashtag like a file folder, and it has the label on it. So everyone who uses that hashtag, their piece of content goes into that file folder. Everyone who types in that hashtag, it's like the file folder opens up to them, and they can see everything inside of it. So, for example, if you do hashtag ceramics, you can pull up that stream. Say it's on Instagram, you go to the search field where the little magnifying glass is, and you put the number, the pound sign, and then ceramics, and then click the button, and you will see thousands of pictures of everyone else who put that hashtag ceramics on their picture. So these are feeds that are going automatically. Why not have your own pictures go into that feed so people can find you? Because that is the whole idea of social media, is connecting with people, having people discover your cool content, your cool business, and then you also finding theirs. How often do you post and tweet for executive marketing? Okay, so I would say for Instagram, it's good to post at least once a day. If not once a day, at least a few times a week. Twitter, I do a little more often because it goes a lot faster. Facebook, that is, you want to look at Facebook as kind of like the moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas. They're probably on there a lot, so at least once a day, if not more, on Facebook. Pinterest, a couple times a week, or if you just have one Pinterest bender a week where you post a whole bunch of things. So it really depends on you and what you're comfortable with. But I would say you want to be consistent. So come up with a schedule that works for you. Try to keep it where, you can even write a little list that says, okay, Facebook, I'm going to do, once a day. Instagram, I'm going to do every other day. Twitter, I'm going to do this much. And you can use a service like Hootsuite or Buffer to schedule these out. And so that's a good way to take care of it all at one time. And the thing with that, though, is you want to be able to go back and comment. People who have left comments or who have engaged with you, you want to say thank you to them. You want to follow them back. You want to just let them know that you have seen that they commented on your things and you're grateful for that because, again, it's a two-way exchange. So does anyone else have any other questions? We have a couple minutes left and we can even go over a little bit. But I hope all of you really embrace this because, once you get the hang of this, that's such a great way to bring new people in. And not only on a local level, here's an idea for a national level. Like when you look at the Travel Channel, they feature all of these businesses that go here to see the world's largest ball of twine and go here to see, this display or that display. Why not create something in your store that is tourist worthy, that people will want to come in and take a picture next to and, hashtag that. It's like, okay, if you're in Phoenix, you got to go to this store because they have the 50-foot cactus. So you can try to create something. How to get people to follow you. Okay, so it doesn't just happen overnight. The best way to get people to follow you is, especially, are you talking about Instagram or Twitter or in general? Let's start with Instagram. I would go through that feed, again, going to the search, put in the hashtag of PYOP or ceramics or mugs, and just start liking and engaging with people on that feed. And what happens is that when you do that, then they see that, and then they go over to your page. Another idea is to partner up with another Instagram person and do a trade and say, I will give you a repost if you give me a repost. So you want to pick someone that their feed complements yours and yours complements them, so it's very natural. Maybe they're at around the same level that you are with followers. If you can partner with someone who has a higher level of following, that's even better. So I've done that with other Instagrammers where we'll say, okay, next week I'm going to repost a picture of yours, and then you repost a picture of mine, and then we'll say, hey, guys, go follow so-and-so. So you can do it that way. Another way is to look at the feed, to comment on there, and the biggest thing is in your store, to put up a sign that says, follow us on Instagram, and put your handle up there, put the Instagram logo, and that's probably the easiest way because I guarantee a lot of your customers are already on Instagram, and especially if you do some kind of a contest like, post a picture of what you made, and we will pick one to repost, and they'll get a blah, blah, blah prize. I was just at a juice bar recently, and they said, post a picture of what you had today, and then if we repost it, you can come back and get a free juice. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. So I totally set my photo up with great lighting, and I did it, and I hashtagged them, and then they shared it. And so if you offer incentives like that get people excited. But the main thing is consistency. Make sure when people comment on your things, comment on theirs, go follow their feed. If someone follows you and likes all of your pictures, send them a little note and say, hey, will you repost one of my pictures and I'll give you a discount next time you come in. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. Are there any other questions?
This is Laura, and I actually can speak. So I have a question. Snapchat, don't they only exist for a few minutes?
No. Okay, so for Snapchat, they last for 24 hours. Okay. And you can, the person who does the snap, they can download it to their camera roll. A lot of people will download it to their camera roll and then post a picture on Instagram that they took from Snapchat. Or you can screenshot it from their screen if you happen to see it. So it does last for 24 hours, but these kids have big followings. I mean, that's their attention span. It's very short. And, I mean, with the different classes that I've taught, especially with high school kids, that was like, the glory thing where I'm like, how many of you are on Snapchat? You know, can you do me a favor and Snapchat and put my handle out there? And I had some kids say, hey, follow Crafty Chica on Instagram, and they put my Instagram handle out. And then, like, by the end of the day, I had, like, a whole bunch of new Instagram followers. So it's not just within Snapchat. Sometimes I'll go on Snapchat and I'll hold the screen, my phone, to my YouTube channel and say, hey, you guys, I have a new video tutorial posted. Come check it out. And that way it will lead them to go check out my YouTube channel. Let's see. If you offer an in-store discount, how do you know they posted it right then? That's easy. Okay, yeah, I would check it right then because you want it to be right there, because if you tell them when they get home, they'll probably forget about it. They are in the moment. They are excited to be painting and thinking about the end result of the firing and all of that. So get them at the height of the excitement and to ask them if they come up and tell us if you posted, or you can just look through the feed. You could have someone, you know, one of your staff members check. All you have to do is have it on the search thing and put up your hashtag, and when you see their picture, or most people will go up and say, hey, I just posted something. So, yeah, I would definitely check it right then, especially if they want the discount. You want them, you know, to come show it to you before you give them the discount. And again, you know, talking about Periscope, definitely check out Periscope because that could be a cool one to do painting techniques, to, you know, share tips about running a business, share tips of ideas for certain holidays, just anything to be on there and show your presence. And that Periscope is just you talking. That's the fun thing about it. You don't have to have anything fancy.
Kathy, if they had to pick three social media outlets to focus on, do you have a top 3 suggestions?
I do. I mean, definitely, Facebook is the easiest. Instagram is a close second. And then the third one, you know, I would go back and forth between, Twitter is definitely good. So those are like the 3 main ones. Those are the easiest. But if, you know, work on your Instagram because that has a younger following, a more artsy following, which fits with ceramics and pottery. So, and if you want to look into something like Snapchat or Vine or Periscope, of those, I would say Periscope would probably be my next one to look into just because it's all ages, it's easy to use, it's very popular right now, it's very accessible, and it will just look cool if you post a sign up and say, hey, we're doing a live Periscope tonight at 7, you know, come in and paint and you'll be in our Periscope. It just looks cool. So, you know, definitely Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and then is other ones to push yourself to embrace the new ones. You know, look at Periscope. That could be really, really fun.
All right. Any other questions? Anyone? This is your chance. You have the Crafty Chica on the line right now.
And
all right.
come follow us at on Instagram at Duncan_ceramics, Duncan Ceramics on Twitter and on Facebook. So come check us out. I will be there. Oh, thank you. Lots of great information. I'm so glad to hear that. I know I got through it really, really fast, but you can also come find me, on the chatter board. And if you have any other questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
And you will be at convention this year, at the CCSA convention.
Yes, I sure will. Oh. Come by and say hi. Biscuit Pottery. Oh, yeah. Hey, you guys, if you want, real quick, why don't you put your handles in the chat area so that we can all follow each other, because that's a big part of it is supporting each other. And, yes, I will be in the Duncan Ceramics booth area, so come say hi. And, yes, I'm teaching a class at convention. I'm teaching a really fun business motivation class inspired by Irma Duncan, who is a pioneer businesswoman, and I'm just so inspired by all that she did back then. And so I'm taking that and updating it of how we can apply it to now. So that's the course that I'm teaching at convention.
And I just wanted to let everybody know, when I send out the link from to the webinar, I will send out, if you want to post your handles on here, I will send the link with it, with the video or webinar link today. So
great.
So I will put that in there as well.
Wonderful. I love seeing all these handles. We even have someone who used to work with one of my book editors at Random House, and now they have a studio. That is so cool. Talk about full circle. I love it. Okay, Lydia's asking, what is a handle? Okay, Lydia, a handle is the little @ sign and then your business name. So when you're on Twitter or Instagram, you have your profile name. So, for example, on Twitter, we're at Duncan Ceramics. That is our handle. For Instagram, we're at Duncan_ceramics. Facebook, at Duncan Ceramics. So you just put that, when you see that little @ sign and then the name after it, that is a handle. So it's like that's where how you know you can find people. You look that up in the search field. Thank you to all of you who made this. Keep it up. Wonderful. What is the link again for Instagram and Facebook? Okay, Chris, thank you for asking. On Facebook, we are Duncan Ceramics. And on Instagram, it's Duncan and then the little underscore and ceramics. So please come join us and make sure to use, if you use Duncan products, use the hashtag #IHeartDuncan, all spelled out, because that's what I'm looking for to repost, and use that as an example for your business. Give your customers a hashtag to use and then reward them when they use it. That way they know that you're watching and you're appreciating all that they do. On the pot, Robin, woo-woo to Robin, on the pot. That was such a fun store, such a fun experience. Dana, you're so crafty. IG, you're so crafty. Love it. And it's even better, like Dana has, her handles are the same on all of them. That is the goal, if you can do that. And when you have a new social media platform pops up, go in and lock in your handle ASAP, because if you don't, someone else will grab it. So, even if you're not sure if you're going to use that social media platform, at least lock in your handle right away.
All right. And I'm getting ready to make a post in our Facebook chatter and ask everybody based on this to post their handle. So you guys can look for that later in our chatter and post on there as well. So I will post that and pin it, so it'll be at the top of chatter when you log in today.
Great.
All right. Anything else? We're going to wrap up here. Anybody else? Any other questions? Let's see. Yeah.
Great. Well, just remember, it's all free publicity, and your customers are most likely already taking pictures and posting stuff. So give them a call to action. Tell them what to post for you. And even if you have to put up a sign in your store that says, hey, this is an independent business. Thank you for supporting us. Every time you share something, it helps spread the word. Like, just remind them of that. Sometimes people need to be reminded that you're an entrepreneur, and, you know, let them bring good karma to themselves by sharing your information and helping bring new customers and sharing their artwork and their creativity.
Well, fantastic. Well, Kathy, as you know, I'm probably one of your biggest fans, and I just adore you, and I can't wait to see you again at convention. And thanks for enlightening us and for being here, and thanks to Duncan for all of this great information and offering you up to us today. We appreciate your support of the CCASA and our members. And thanks. I see your posts all the time on our chatter and your ideas, and just keep up the good work, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I had such a great time, and I'm just so proud of all of you entrepreneurs following your passion, doing what you love, and I wish you so much success. So I will see you all at convention, and thank you.
All right, everybody. Thanks. And look, it takes me about 4 to 5 hours to process the recording, so the recording will be up. The slideshow presentation is already on the CCSA website. If you'll go under the events tab for webinars, and you can go ahead and download the PowerPoint presentation, and the recording will be there later this afternoon. And I will also send you an email with a link to the recording, as well as on any hashtags or handles that were listed today, and check out the CCSA chat site on Facebook, and we will post that, and you guys can start following each other. All right, you guys have a great day. Kathy, thanks again, and we'll see you in August. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.